Alhambra has seen a lot of changes since it first went on sale almost 14 years ago. As part of the Volkswagen Group, it shared the same platform as the VW Charan and a deal with Ford to produce the Galaxy. But now the Galaxy is built by Ford, which means the Alhambra only shares the same DNA as the Charan, but it has the added bonus of being significantly cheaper and better equipped than its VW sibling. A mid-2015 facelift saw tweaks to the Alhambra, which gave it a much needed, fresher, sharper look. After all, most of its competition have a bit more personality when it comes to exterior styling. It plays it safe with clean lines and a typically boxy shape you might expect from an MPV. This is a car that's looking to make the most of its space, not one that's going to compromise it in the interest of sporty styling. The play it safe exterior styling has been carried through to the interior. It's designed as a tool to ferry people and large items around, rather than being an interesting place to sit. The view from the driving seat is excellent thanks to a large windscreen and thin A-pillars. You also sit quite high too, and the seat is fully adjustable electric on this one, and the steering wheel adjusts for height and reach. Standard equipment is pretty impressive, including a 6.5-inch touchscreen infotainment system surrounded by shortcut buttons which are pretty intuitive to use once you get used to them. It may not be the most up-to-date system on the market, but it works well enough. Overall, the dash is fairly well laid out. It's just a bit dull compared to some of its rivals. One thing you won't be short of is places to store things. You've got a storage bin up here on the dash, you've got one down here which has got your USB, you've got two cup holders down here, you've got a decent door bin, and the glove box is also a pretty decent size too. One of the main reasons for going for an Alhambra though is the cavernous cabin space. Access to the second and third row is made a lot easier thanks to this sliding rear door, which is electric on this FR model. The middle row has 3 individual seats that both slide back and forth and also recline. It means you've got a decent amount of legroom, and also there's a lot of headroom too. The Alhambra is also a wide car, so you can have 3 adults sitting in the back side by side without jostling for shoulder room. Flick this lever and the 2 middle outer seats fold and slide forward to make access to the third row easier, and once there's a surprising amount of room even for taller passengers. As you'd imagine, switching from a people carrier to a load lugger is easy. With a 5-seat layout, there's 1,167 litres of space. Fold the middle row down and this expands to 2,297 litres. One of the perks of being part of the Volkswagen family is the sheer volume of equipment that you've got access to. And you might think there's a wide range of engines available with the Alhambra, but you'd be wrong. There's 3 to choose from. There's a 1.4 litre TSI petrol or 2 2-litre TDIs with either 150 or 180 brake horsepower. This is the more powerful 2-litre diesel, and it comes with the optional 6-speed DSG automatic gearbox, which you can have across the range. And as good as it is, we'd be more inclined to go for the lower powered 150 brake horsepower diesel. It offers the best blend of decent fuel economy and low emissions. Seat has built a reputation for engaging cars to drive, and you could be forgiven for thinking that that might not be the case for a big people carrier, but you'd be wrong. The Alhambra handles surprisingly well. The steering is responsive and well weighted, albeit not as well as the Ford Galaxy, but it's certainly better than most of its competition. The Alhambra ticks most of the boxes MPV owners will be looking for. Inside, it's spacious. These sliding rear doors make getting in and out of the back in tight parking spaces a doddle, and equipment levels are pretty strong. The only downsides are that it really doesn't stand out looks-wise, and the engines aren't as fuel efficient as some of its rivals.